Hola, you amazing artist! I may not be off to a great start this year. In fact, you could probably say that I'm sucking at 2017 so far.
Ruffy's Rants!
With the beginning of a new year comes the promise of starting over on a new leaf. Here in the studio, it started with the resolution to expand myself as an artist, to expand and evolve and grow by entering international hoity-toity art competitions. Yep, expand into the dark and terrifying world of art competitions with its judges and art critics. Okay, so maybe it's not terrifying to everyone. I can admit that. But I do seem to have this insidiously dark phobia. Or maybe it's not the phobia of the competitions, but maybe the phobia of like pretentious art critics. You know, like pretentiophobia.
Is it art? One could hardly say it's art.
Either way, I decided to face the torment of my fear with a prestigious art competition that the deadline was very quickly approaching in January. That way I could start out the year like a galloping thoroughbred of art stuff.
Magnanitude. Hey, if you can make up words, I can make up words.
What are you talking about, making up words? I ain't making up no words.
Pretentiophobia?
Pretentiophobia is a thing. Google that shit. I also thought to myself, maybe I could just enter this competition in January and see if I could peel myself away from having my existential crisis that I seem to have every year. And I know what you're thinking, Rafi, it's just an art competition. It's not that bad. Well, maybe it doesn't look bad from there, but from here, it looks like an abyss of broken dreams. Sometimes. Oh, by the way, I also created this little guy. This is an Agoggle. I created him so he could cheer me on. You can do it, Rafi! You can do it! I go online and I look at this particular contest and pull it up so I could see all the rules that they have and when the deadlines are and what it is that they were looking for this contest, just to kind of get myself familiarized with it so I could break through my fear. I thought of it as, you know, Hercules getting ready to fight the Hydra, or Neo getting prepared to fight like an army of Mr. Smiths.
Because I choose to.
And then that's when it happened. I got the tagline for the contest. A passion to perform. Suddenly all the little insecurity demons started to rise up out of my elbow. Performance and passion. How are you going to be able to do that? My insecurity demons made things complicated in my head. Have you ever had one of those moments where like you're getting geared up to do something and you're pretty excited and all of a sudden your brain betrays you by being like, no, I don't think you could do that.
Or it's like, guess what's gonna happen to you?
At that point, I decided to do a little bit more research to see if I could get myself comfortable with the idea of moving forward. I did a little bit more research into the company, did a little bit more research into the background of the word perform and the history of it, the word passion, and then going into the background of passion, and then Canada and Canadian folktales, and the relationship between Canada and the United States, and the relationship between Canada and this company, and so yeah, I spent 3 weeks in intense research, just researching things. I now know everything that I need to know about the company that is holding this contest and Canada. I also know everything about Canada. After those weeks of intense research, I happened to look up one day and there were only 2 days left until the deadline and I hadn't actually worked on anything. It's interesting how it's around that point where the desperation of the situation makes you realize that you can no longer sit there and watch cat videos on YouTube or just read mindless blogs about something that might have something to do with the research that you're doing. I was more confused than when I started, and I only had a couple days left to not only create this piece, but to build the canvas, to design it, to do everything, because I hadn't done anything. Suddenly I looked over, and there was this little face. And this little face was still astonished by what I was about to create. He didn't give up on me. So I guess it was time for me not to give up on me too. So I threw all the confusing research to the side and just emptied my mind of it.
Hello.
Also came in and we had some brainstorming sessions and some conversations, and basically it came to me. Suddenly I was possessed, moving lightning fast like some kind of art ninja with brushes and just paint, and I got the piece done. Yay! I got it done just in time for the deadline, and I'll find out if I win on the 30th. So
far away.
I also decided to throw away all the research that I did on Canada. Sorry, Canada. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I don't care. So yeah, so that's the start of my new year. Huh? Isn't that good? No, 3 weeks of procrastinating there to start your year. Just got right into it like a galloping thoroughbred of... What was the word you said?
Magnanitude.
Yep. What lesson did I learn from my experience in the beginning of the year thus far? Just don't worry about getting it perfect and just get it started. You could do some research along the way if you need to, but just get it started, because honestly, most of the stuff that I researched, actually all of the stuff that I researched pretty much just went into the garbage. So just get started. Don't do research.
That's a smart goggle.
Thank you so much for watching, you guys. You guys are absolutely freaking awesome. I totally adore you. And if you like this video and you'd like to watch more of this, go ahead and subscribe by clicking right over here. And yep, I'll just stand here and point while you click right there. Right there.
Click it.
Say goodbye, Clee.
Good day.
Adios.
Total awesomeness.